KNICKS versus Pistons, Game 3 analysis. Let's talk about what the Knicks did different in order to win this game. This game was all about Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. First, let's start with Karl-Anthony Towns. After Karl-Anthony Towns' performance in Game 2, he took a lot of heat from everybody. It wasn't that he was just missing shots in the fourth quarter and stuff like that. I think he had no rebounds in the second half or something like that. He had 0 points in the fourth quarter, and maybe he only attempted like one shot. Like, it was basically so opposite of like this game. And so Cat is obviously not the only reason they lost Game 2, but he bounced back today and he was dominant. He did exactly what I like to say what Shaq and Charles usually, ask for, because they are the ones that I hear the most who talk about Cat or Jaren Jackson Jr., just all these, big men who shoot threes. And they're basically always saying, take advantage of your size, especially Charles. And so Cat did that tonight. He did shoot some threes, but he made sure when he had the mismatch with Tobias Harris, because he's bigger than Tobias Harris, he would make sure he got a good shot. Like, he wasn't just standing on the three-point line. No one's asking him to be literally Shaq, the way Shaq was, but the way that he played tonight, the way that he was aggressive, like, some of it is just being aggressive, because you will get good shots if you just kind of push people out of the way, because you'll get fouls. So shout out to Cat tonight because he was huge. I also want to talk about OG Anunoby because I've been talking about OG all year. He has been incredible, and I thought that he had a potential chance to be an all-star this year, except obviously Cat and Brunson were going to be all-stars, and they weren't going to get 3. OG played tonight like the way he was playing prior to the playoffs. OG was aggressive, he was finding and looking for his shot, and that is part of what led to the Knicks losing Game 2. It felt like a lot of iso ball, people standing around, and the stats kind of back that up because they only had 15 assists in the second game. The Knicks came out and they played faster. You could see it immediately. They were running, even if the Pistons made a basket, they were trying to run down the court and get any kind of transition they could. And in addition to that, they were passing the ball a lot. And the reason you know that is because if you listen to the broadcast too during the game, they were talking about how the Knicks had 9 assists on 10 shots, and basically I think they had 16 assists at halftime. Meanwhile, in the whole game prior, they only had 15. Now this is the team stats from this game, and if you don't know, the box score was 118 to 116. So as you can see, the numbers are pretty similar. They both took the same amount of shots. They both took 86 shots. So that's how you know it was close. Now here's the biggest difference down here. The steals. They got 5 more steals, the Knicks did. And not that it necessarily went this way, but if you get 5 more steals, that could potentially, just saying you got a basket in every single one, could be anywhere from 10 to 15 points just right there. So that is a huge, advantage for the Knicks in this game. And Brunson played very well. He was kind of close to a triple-double. He had 30. Did he have 30? I think he had 30. And he had 9 assists and 7 rebounds. He was close. Now, I don't think Brunson is a selfish teammate in any way, shape, or form. Not on the court either. I don't think when it comes to iso ball, he's doing it selfishly. I just think that is sometimes how the Knicks just run plays, which we don't all necessarily agree with because it can make the offense predictable and then they can load up on Brunson. But I don't think it's Brunson doing it to be selfish. I feel like that's kind of some of the schemes that they play. And then in clutch time, he will get the ball and, give him the ball, get out of the way. And I feel like that is where or how the Knicks should be playing. The first 3.5 quarters, that makes sense, right? Yeah, 3.5 quarters, the first 3 quarters and half of the fourth, that they should be, passing the ball a lot. They should be running in transition as much as they can and getting everybody involved and getting everybody touches. Because you have multiple offensive threats on this team. It's not just Brunson and Cat. Mikal Bridges scored 20 tonight. He can easily get 20 himself. OG, another guy who can easily get 20. They have multiple scoring threats on this team. And sometimes they don't take advantage of that. This team, I know we don't like to talk about on paper this, on paper that, but on paper, they have a bunch of guys who can do a lot of things and are talented, and sometimes we just don't see it maximized. The bench needing to play more, that's a whole nother story. Someone please explain to me how Precious Achiuwa has played 0 minutes in this series. Makes no sense. And this is absolutely a series for him. He is quick, he's athletic, he will block some shots, he'll bring some energy, he's smart. Like, this makes no sense to me why he has played 0 minutes in this series. Literally 0. Like I said, I think this had more to do with the Knicks changing things up because, again, I think they sort of changed their style of play. They changed their pace. They changed their defensive intensity. We saw Cat was super aggressive. So, like, I feel like they did a lot of things different, whereas the Pistons may have had some lapses, but I feel like it wasn't as many changes as the Knicks made. What I mean by that is the Pistons, like Cade, he played okay. He played pretty good, but, like, he didn't play as well as he did in game 2, but, like, he didn't play bad. So I'm saying, like, they still had a chance to win. Jalen Duren, he played well. I think he played a little bit better in game 2, but he also, played pretty well this game as well. Tim Hardaway Jr. was awesome. Dennis Schroeder was, like, the guy this game. He was incredible. But a couple of their other veterans didn't play so well, like Malik Beasley and Tobias Harris didn't have as much of an impact as they had, especially Tobias Harris, in the game prior. So like I said, it wasn't like major differences in, what the Pistons did because they still had a chance to win this game. I felt like they played somewhat similar to what they did in game 2, but just, maybe a bit of a lesser version. I just feel like it was more about what the Knicks changed in order to make sure that they won this game.